So I work for a human rights organization that tries to influence policymakers, decision makers around the world to improve their policies on human rights. And I think it means different things in different places. And in more democratic societies, I think there's a bigger space for the media and social media to impact on those policymakers because they're in the space and because the countries respect the right to free speech. We have that debate and we have that discussion. In other places where the right of free speech is not respected, obviously that's problematic and influence maybe means something else. But here we engage with others to try to shape the debate, particularly around policy. And I don't think influence means like getting one right tweet or getting the most followers or anything like that. It's being there consistently and engaging in the debate so that people turn to you when they have questions, so that people invite you for the most influential private meetings when they see that you're talking on certain subjects. And it's to have that consistency and to have that presence publicly that I think gives you influence, to some extent anyway, on policy privately. Well, I think this is a better question for you because you have the algorithm. For me, I would go back to engagement and really, I mean, sometimes the folks at the Commission and whatnot are not very engaged with the public, but people in the Parliament are. Having a back and forth with MEPs, I think, it does two things. First of all, you're having that conversation, you're influencing the debate, you're actually listening to them and understanding their concerns and also expressing our concerns so that we shape their thinking. But also, the fact is that also is seen by other people and people see that and say, okay, well, this person is talking to this MEP and that MEP and those MEPs have turned to this person for advice or for comment or even just tag them into a tweet. So they want somebody to see that, they want that person to see that. And that, I think, is where, in Brussels anyway, the influence happens, on the parliamentary level especially. We have done at Human Rights Watch an enormous amount on Russian war crimes in Ukraine, and we have been working on the ground, and our investigators have been working very hard on the ground. And I, in the last 6 months, have tried my hardest to put those into a form that works with Twitter, that spreads that message, that engages policymakers on the issues that we're most concerned with about, in particular, Russian war crimes in Ukraine. So I think that issue has been extremely influential across the board in Brussels generally, but also, there are other issues like China's role and the problems with authoritarianism in Hungary and Poland and whatnot. But I think those issues have probably been the most important.